This is Ray with Jade Investment. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today what we're going to be talking about is how to negotiate like a pro. You found your property and now you want to go ahead and purchase it, but of course you never want to pay full price for it. And this is if you find it on the MLS. Unless you have a realtor that brings you a deal that hasn't been posted up there, which those are good deals also sometimes they're not. Always run your numbers. You can always go back to my videos and look at other videos and see how I run my numbers. So here we are. This is actually my properties that I just put under contract. They're under contract as we speak right now. These are great deals, and I just wanted to show you how you can get a great deal. And just by looking at the numbers right now, you're going to see that this is a good deal. But your main one is you want to look at the area. Is it a nice area? Is it a good area? Is it how's the crime in that area? Of course, a realtor is going to tell you that can't tell you that information. So you're going to have to do your research. Either these are out of state. These are out of state properties. I'm not going to tell you where it's at yet because I see a few more that I want before I let it out, because I think I'm going to buy about 4 more, because right now that market is hitting real. It's a hot market and I'm trying to get as many properties as I can. So I'll get 2 more. So I may get 6, but I'm looking at getting 4 right now. I may get 6 properties. So it is out of state. And I do have a realtor up there looking at it. And of course I go through the Google Maps and I go through everything else that I'm doing. I'm doing my research now. I used to live there, back in 98, 2001. So I know the general area, but it does change. So of course, still do your homework. So the first property, it was listed for $30,000, and the fair market value is $42,560. So as you can see that already right there, that is a great deal. You purchase that property, you already have $12,000 in equity, which is great. And this one's directly right across it is a school. So this would be perfect for a family. Families are always going to want to be close to a school, and it's an elementary school. It's not a high school. Nobody wants to be by a high school because everybody's going to be doing burnouts and so on from their vehicles. So that's my first property. This is the second property. This one is listed at $50,000, and the fair market value is $64,318. So as you can see, just looking at these two, you already have equity in it. This one you have $14,000. This one you have a little over $12,000. So you already have equity in them, that's when you make your money. Don't listen to somebody else telling you, oh, you're going to make your money after you do repairs. No, you make your money off of purchase. The minute you purchase it and you're buying it for less than the value is, you're already making your money. So $12,000 here and $14,000 there. It's already done. Of course, you're going to look at repairs. How much repairs are you going to need? This one needs flooring because the carpet's nasty and it's got a nasty paint job. Of course, anytime you want to go in there, you want to paint your walls, you want to replace your flooring. I never have carpet in any of my rentals. I think carpet's just nasty. You can never clean it. I don't care how much you vacuum, it doesn't get clean. Plus they spill drinks and everything else on it, whatever else, and they get stained. So you're going to have to replace carpets. I put laminated flooring on mine. So on this one, I calculated the paint. And here's another deal. When I have my realtor up there, she actually walks around, does a recording of the entire house, of every room, the flooring, the ceilings. She does the entire house. So that way I can get an idea of what it looks like. If there's anything busted, any holes in walls. None of these properties have holes in walls. This one just needs paint and flooring. So I just estimated around $5K on this. And of course, I still have plenty of room, but I'm estimating $5,000 on repairs. And this is before I even negotiated. Once I started looking at the property, I was interested because I looked at the area, I looked at the listed price, I looked at the fair market value, then I looked at what's it going to cost to make it up and ready to up and go. This one is my second property. It's $50,000, $64,318 is the fair market value. Repairs, it's already got new paint. It's got fairly new flooring. It's got a new roof. It has the The air conditioner has been serviced. There has been some plumbing repairs already done. And this is in a great neighborhood. So this one really, it needs nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's ready to rent. So as you can see, that is already a deal that you if you want to just pay $50,000, you can pay $50,000 and you'll still be ahead because it doesn't need anything. It's ready to rent. Your next thing is you're going to do is after you do repairs, you're going to want to find out what does it rent for. So what you're going to do in that state or city, wherever you're looking at, you're going to find a property manager. And usually your realtor can help you with that. They usually deal with the property managers themselves as well. So I found out what the rent for this one was. Since this is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. But I liked it because it was across the street from a school. This one will rent for $550 because of course it's 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It may rent for more because they said since it's directly across the street from a school, but in that area that's what they rent for. It's $550. This one rents for $700. So as you can see, I already looked at what the rents are, and I'll do another video for how to run your numbers on these 2 specific properties that I ran already, and they're good cash flowing properties. Okay, so here we go with the negotiation. You want to find out, does this owner, are they motivate sellers? Do they want to sell? How long have they been listed on the MLS? Is there a reason why they're selling? Is it because they're moving? Do they own it there, or they own it out of state and they're tired of being landlords? Or they're retiring? I mean, what are the reasons for them? Or if they're really motivated, what I do with every property, and some people are going to tell you don't do it this way. There's different methods for however you want to do it. But the way I did this is I lowballed them. On this one, I offered this one $20,000. Offered $20K for it, which was $10,000. And of course, some people are going to tell you, don't lowball them because they're going to get upset and they're just going to not want to talk to you anymore. They're not going to see you as a serious buyer. This one, I offered them $30K. And as you can see, I mean, wow, that's drastic. That's $20,000 difference. This one, immediately, I mean, it was instant. Said no. So they came back and said, we'll take $45,900. So I went back and I said no. I'll pay $35,575. And of course, you can give an odd number like that, just to give an odd number. Sometimes they'll be like, wow, that's the max he can pay because he already did the exact numbers. So that's what I offered them. Of course, negotiations stopped. They didn't want to talk anymore because they were stuck on the $45,900. So I left that for a week. I didn't deal with them. I didn't talk to them. I left it like that. This one, they came back and they offered, a counter offer was $27,500. That was their counter offer. So I came back and I offered them $20,500. I added $500 to that deal. And I told them that was the max. I wasn't going anymore. I wasn't moving. I wasn't doing anything. That one right there, they waited a day and a half, and then they came back and the seller accepted this offer. So as you can see, $20,500, the value already is $42,560. So basically $22,000 right there. The value is. But of course you subtract your repairs, but look how much value that is. That's about $17,000 right there. $17,000 after it's repaired. That's what you're gonna have equity on it. Somebody might say, "Oh, that's not very much," but if you think about it, that's only off of a $20,500 property. There's people that spend that much on a car, and they're making payments on a car. I spent this much on a property that's going to pay me. So if I want, I can take this and make payments on a car if I wanted to. So somebody else is buying my car for me. You see that? $20,000 on this property, $20,500. This one, I came back a week later I came back a week later and offered them $40,000 for it, and they accepted it. So I dropped it $10,000. I bought it for $40,000. So I have $24,000 in equity on this property. $24,000, and it's ready to rent. I don't have to do anything to it. I mean, it's the paint. Well, it's not my favorite color, but it's ready to rent. Flooring's great. AC works. Brand new roof. This one's ready to go. So if you look at it on this one, I already have $24,318 in equity. So you can't tell me that's not a great deal. So that's how to negotiate. Remember, you don't have to buy a property even though you think you do. They have to sell. There's a reason why they're selling it. Either they're moving, they may need the money, they may have seen another property that they're trying to buy. That's what they want to get rid of this one. Or they may even try to get this one because they're trying to get some money so they can go buy an apartment complex. I can get several of my houses, put them together, sell them all, and of course I might be getting low balls as well, but if I stick to my guns, I'll get what I want out of it, or even $2,000 less, and I'll go buy an apartment complex. This one here, if you look at it, of course, it's $20,500, that's what they took. You got $22,560, but then you're gonna put your $5,000. It's gonna be less than $5,000. Paint, flooring. I just did another 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and we just finished that one. In fact, I'm gonna do a video on that one. I'm gonna do a walkthrough, and I'm gonna show you that one that we just finished. We spent $1,500 on flooring, laminated flooring. It was roughly about $2,000 on laminate flooring. All the paint, paint supplies, it was about $2,000. So if you look at it, I'm gonna spend less than that on this one. I'll give you an update. We're gonna do a walkthrough in this property. This property here, we're gonna do a walkthrough so you can see what it looks like before and what it looks like after. This property, we're gonna do a walkthrough of, that way you can actually see, look, this is a great deal that we just got for $40,000 with $24,000 in equity. This one, of course, $22,000, but it'll be like roughly about $17,000 after we're done. $18,000, still quite a bit of money if you think about it. And as I showed you just now, I mean, $20,500, people spend more than that on a car. Some people spend $40,000 on a car or on a truck. You can do this later. You can buy your car later. Buy investments that are going to pay you. See, I'll be collecting $550 off of this one. I'll be collecting $700 off of this one. So that's $1,250 I'll be collecting off of these two properties with very little money, which is $60,000 in them. So I just wanted to show you. I'll make another video to do the actual numbers so you can actually see how much money you're making off of this one. These properties, of course, I'm buying them cash. I'm not going to refinance them, but I'm going to show you what happens if you refinance them, how much money you're going to actually make of cash flow. These two, I'm not going to refinance them. I'm going to keep them that way. I like to have some properties that are fully paid for in case I ever need anything, emergency or something happens. But I always keep 6 months to a year of emergency fund just in case for all my properties in case I have to do something. But I hope this helped you to how to negotiate and how to stick to your guns if that's what you want to pay for a property. They're selling it for a reason. And that's not taking advantage of it because you're going to sell your property as well. But it's going to be up to you what you can do with it. I'm going to put families in here. So if you look at it, a family's going to be living right across the street from a school. And another family's going to be living off of, I mean, this is an awesome neighborhood. Both of them are nice neighborhoods, but this one is one of the top class neighborhoods. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so it alerts you every time I put a video up. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.